Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You know we love to unpack thought-provoking ideas,
Absolutely.
and this time we're taking on chapters 37 through 40 of the Counterlogic Compass.
Ooh, those are good ones.
They really are.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole book is about finding abundance in unexpected places,
Hmm.
and these chapters specifically focus on the power of limitations.
Limitations. Now
Yeah.
that's counterintuitive.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what if I told you spending more could actually save you money?
That's a good one.
Or how about this? The simplest solutions are often the hardest to find.
I've definitely experienced that.
Me too.
Yeah.
And that's where the wisdom of the Counterlogic Compass comes in.
I'm ready to dive in.
All right, so to guide us through these paradoxical ideas, we have an expert
Right.
who can connect these ideas to both ancient wisdom and modern examples.
Sounds fascinating.
So let's jump right in.
Okay.
Chapter 37 is titled The Complexity of Simplicity. This one really had me thinking. It basically says that to achieve true simplicity, you actually need to understand the complexities first.
It's like peeling back the layers of an onion.
Yes.
To get to the core, you have to go through all those layers.
Exactly.
And sometimes those layers are messy and complicated.
But it's necessary.
Absolutely.
So how does this complexity of simplicity idea actually play out?
Well, think about the ancient masters
Right.
in like martial arts or calligraphy. They didn't just magically achieve effortless skill. They spent years and years studying and mastering every intricate detail of their craft.
Deep understanding was key.
Exactly.
So it's not just about simplifying the outward appearance. It's about understanding the underlying complexities that allow for that simplicity.
Right. So like in modern design thinking,
Okay.
the best solutions often come from really grappling with the full complexity of a problem.
Yeah.
It's only then that you can strip it down to its essence and find that truly elegant solution.
Like those products that just work intuitively.
Yeah.
No complicated manuals needed. You just pick it up and know how to use it.
Right, because the designers have already tackled all the complexity behind the scenes.
I'm thinking about those times I've struggled with a problem, trying to find that easy answer, and it just wouldn't come.
Been there.
Maybe it's because we weren't digging deep enough,
Maybe we needed more information.
or a different perspective.
Totally.
It's a good reminder to embrace the complexity before seeking that elusive simplicity.
I like that.
Okay, let's move on to chapter 38, Spending to Save.
This is one of my favorites.
It sounds like a total contradiction,
It does.
but the chapter makes a compelling case for strategic investment leading to long-term savings.
The book uses a great example, Toyota.
Okay.
They invested heavily in building a quality-focused production system, which initially seemed like a huge expense, but it resulted in fewer defects, less waste, and ultimately lower costs over time.
So they played the long game.
Exactly.
It's not just about manufacturing, though. This applies to everyday life, too. Like, say you spend a bit more on a high-quality appliance. It might last you 15 years.
Instead of replacing a cheaper one every 5 years?
Yeah, you actually save money in the long run.
It's about shifting our mindset from short-term costs to long-term value.
That's a powerful shift. It's like that old saying, penny wise and pound foolish.
Precisely.
All right, chapter 39. This one's called The Wealth in Giving.
Ooh, this one's close to my heart.
It really resonated with me, too. It suggests that generosity can actually create abundance.
It's a concept found in so many wisdom traditions. The idea that giving creates a flow of energy that ultimately comes back to you.
I love that. And we see this play out in the modern world, too.
Right.
Think about companies known for their philanthropy. They often attract top talent and build strong customer loyalty.
Which ultimately leads to greater success.
Exactly.
And the rise of sharing economies.
Like ride-sharing or co-working spaces.
They're all built on this principle.
Of sharing resources and creating value through collaboration.
It's a beautiful thing.
So here's a challenge for our listeners. How can you incorporate this principle of generosity into your own life?
Even in small ways.
Maybe it's volunteering your time.
Mentoring someone.
Or just offering a kind word to a stranger.
Those small acts can have a ripple effect.
And finally, chapter 40.
The abundance of scarcity.
This one really flipped the script for me.
Me too.
It argues that limitations can actually drive innovation and resourcefulness,
We see so many examples of this.
both historically and in our modern world.
Think about ancient civilizations that thrived in challenging environments. They had to be incredibly resourceful and innovative to survive.
Like the ancient Egyptians developing sophisticated irrigation systems
Exactly.
to make the most of limited water resources.
And today we see the rise of frugal innovation,
in developing countries.
where people are finding creative solutions to problems using limited resources.
It's amazing what necessity can birth.
It is.
And even in our own lives. Sometimes it's those constraints, a limited budget, a tight deadline, that force us to think outside the box and come up with ingenious solutions.
Limitations can be powerful motivators.
So, our deep dive into these 4 chapters of the Counterlogic Compass shows us that limitations can be springboards for abundance.
It's all about perspective.
Embracing those constraints as opportunities.
For growth and innovation.
If you're ready to explore these ideas further, grab a physical copy of the Counterlogic Compass.
The feel of a real book is special.
It is. But if you're more digitally inclined...
You can always find it on Amazon.
Yeah, it's super easy to find.
Or visit their website.
Counterlogiccompass.com.
That's right.
Before we wrap up, we have an assignment for you.
Ooh, I like assignments.
Take a look at your to-do list.
Okay, I'm looking.
Is there something that's been lingering? Because it feels too complicated or daunting.
There's a couple.
Now think about applying the principles we've discussed today.
From those 4 chapters.
Yes, especially chapters 37 and 40.
The complexity of simplicity and the abundance of scarcity.
How can you break that task down into smaller, manageable steps? And how can you leverage any existing limitations to find creative solutions?
I love that challenge.
We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments section of our show notes.
Absolutely.
Let's keep this conversation going. And join us next week as we explore another set of fascinating and counterintuitive ideas.
Ooh, can you give us a little hint?
This time we'll be focusing on the intersection of technology and mindfulness.
Yeah, that's a timely topic.
It really is. Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep embracing those limitations.
See you next week.